So it looks like Canon's Super Zoom Compact has finally reached the end of its life. Meanwhile, the 2025 gear rumors continue to stack up. Are we really going to see an 8K crop sensor body or a pro-grade super telephoto this year? With shifting trends, new patents, some fresh registration leaks, Canon's whole camera strategy looks to be in flux, so let's jump in and take a look. So what does it mean when the best-selling compact zoom from Canon is suddenly gone? So Canon has discontinued the Powershot SX740. This is a compact camera that quietly became a favorite amongst travel shooters, parents, and anyone who wanted some real zoom in a compact portable body. Production has stopped, and whatever inventory remains, once it's sold out, that is it. But we saw this coming. Canon suspended orders back in March, clearing the way for new, modern Powershot V-series cameras to hit the market. But what made the 740 stand out? It had a 20.3 megapixel CMOS sensor. It came with Canon's Digic 8 image processor. It had a gigantic 24 to 960 millimeter equivalent range. That's a 40 by optical zoom with built-in stabilization. A 3-inch tilting LCD, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 10 FPS continuous shooting. It shot in 4K. It could do 4K time-lapse. But despite that run, it really couldn't quite match its competitors in autofocus performance or high ISO capabilities. But if you were just shooting travel, family moments, right, the basic daily stuff, it was a solid backup and a great alternative to your smartphone. And it's still a solid buy. There really is not a better camera in the Canon ecosystem for that specific niche. But this isn't just about one camera. Compact cameras in general are making a quiet comeback, especially for creators who want more control than a phone can offer. So if you still prefer small, versatile zoom compacts, then the SX740HS might be worth picking up if you can get one before the prices go through the roof. With Canon's Powershot, which is a rumored all-new super zoom compact expected later this year, it's clear that Powershot is evolving and that the next model will definitely ditch the SX badge. But let me know down in the comments if you think that these types of compact cameras really matter, or if your phone has truly replaced this category. Obviously, Canon doesn't think so. Real quick, I want to jump into this video talking about Canon cameras to let you know that this video is sponsored by me. And unless I say otherwise, every video on this channel is backed by my photography business, Joseph Blake Photography. YouTube ad revenue is really nice, but it doesn't necessarily keep the lights on. I am a working professional photographer, and this is how I make my living. I specialize in portraits, families, and photo and video work for small businesses. So if you're in Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Riverside, Orange County, or San Diego, and you need professional content that makes you look good, I am available. You'll find booking links and info down in the description. Now back to our Canon video. Next, Canon's rumored 300 to 600 millimeter RF lens is one of the most ambitious super telephotos that we've seen them design for mirrorless. If the leaks are real, this is going to challenge a lot of wildlife sports photographers' gear. So after years of speculation about a 200 to 500 f4, Canon looks like they're about to pivot, and we're going to shelve that design. They're going to focus instead on a constant aperture f6 at 300 to 600 in their professional L series as an RF zoom. The optical blueprints have been cited by multiple Japanese patents, with sources expecting a robust weather-sealed build. Think internal zoom, fluorite glass for sharpness, advanced material composites to cut down on weight. Professional sports and wildlife shooters have been pretty vocal. Canon is definitely under pressure from Nikon and Sony and the folks over at Sigma for some long glass. The current competition is Sigma's 300 to 600 f4 that currently comes in at $5,999. But with Canon aiming for lighter builds and improved optics, we're looking at a target price for this new lens closer to $8,000, maybe even $10,000. Still, that's well under the fixed RF 600mm f4 that is currently priced at $13,000. Additional details like built-in teleconverters are unconfirmed, but sources say that we won't be waiting 6 years for delivery like some of the lenses in the past. We're expecting a late 25 or early 26 announcement. So why does it matter? Pro shooters want reach. They need fast apertures, and they need the weight to make it portable all in one lens. And if Canon can nail that balance, and be lighter than Sigma, sharper than the competition from Nikon and Sony, this lens would be a go-to for pro wildlife zooms for RF mount shooters. If Canon can keep the image quality at the level that we see from the 100 to 300 f2.8L, then honestly that price makes sense. And it looks like Canon is moving quickly on this. The landscape for pro super telephoto gear in 25 might look very different if they're able to get this lens out. So if you shoot sports or wildlife, would you consider 8,000 to 10,000 for that additional reach if the image quality is good and the lens is light? Let me know down below. Next, we've got a little bit more information on Canon's APS-C flagship. So let's talk briefly about the R7 Mark II. So I've said this in the past, and I do plan on making a solo video about the R7 Mark II and everything that we've learned, but effectively this is a baby 1D or a baby R1 in terms of performance to bring true flagship potential features to an APS-C sensor. That has been Canon's strategy for this line for quite some time. So for the next R7, we are expecting a backside illuminated 32.5 megapixel sensor, allowing you to keep the reach and detail, but with an extremely fast readout. Bursts in the 30 to 40 frames per second range, and as we're expecting on the R6 Mark III, powered by the Digic X and the accelerator chip that we've now seen in the R5 Mark II and the R1. We've started hearing video rumors that this thing might actually do 8K uncropped with oversampled 4K at 60p and even the potential for 4K 120 in 10-bit, as well as improved heat management with some active cooling borrowed from the R5 Mark II. Again, I want to do a solo video on the R7 and the 7 series in general and what we're going to expect in the next 12 months from this camera line. But if they can deliver on any majority of these features, this is going to be a super exciting release for crop body shooters. But that brings us to Canon's 2025 roadmap and what we're going to be seeing through the rest of the year. Canon has already launched the R50V, the RF S14-30, the RF20 f1.4, but we're still expecting some big launches. So the R7 Mark II, the R6 Mark III, which I just did a video about, as well as the possibility of additional V cameras coming with full frame sensors. But we also still expect some entry-level and compact cameras on the horizon with more Powershot Vs, specifically a V3 to replace the G lineup, and continued speculation about a retro-inspired interchangeable lens camera tied to the 50th anniversary of the AE1. Lens-wise, we're still expecting higher-end RFS constant aperture zooms and longer glass that can be adapted to the Powershot range. Canon has actually registered 2 additional camera bodies that have yet to be released, and we expect those to be the R6 III and the R7 II. There's also the potential for an additional cinema EOS model, and we have talked again about having a model coming out in the cinema range that lands somewhere between the C80 and the R5 Mark II. So there's a ton potentially on the roadmap still for the rest of this year. I'm going to be doing individual videos for the R7 Mark II to go over everything that we know about that camera. I do a video on the channel currently with everything we have about the R6 Mark III, and I'll continue doing more videos as I learn more. So go ahead and check those out as they come out. And as always, if you want to support what I'm doing here, you can consider becoming a channel member. You'll get access to exclusive resources like LUTs, presets, highlighted comments, members-only live videos, and early access to new uploads. If you're looking to book a photo or video session, all the details are down in the description. I am in Las Vegas, LA, Riverside, Orange County, and San Diego. Down there, you'll also find all of my gear list links, including my 2025 Creator Essentials list for getting started. Those are affiliate links, so if you pick something up, it does help the channel. Also, don't forget I am rebuilding my Instagram account after losing the original. There is a giveaway going on to help get the word out, so just follow me on Instagram, subscribe here, drop a comment saying that you followed me, sweeten the pot by sharing and liking everything you find there, and you will be entered to win free gear. But the easiest way to support the channel, like always, is to just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and be on the lookout when I post new videos, and I will see you in the next one.